The algae that has accumulated over the green star polyp has been suffocating to it recently. Doing a big algae cleanup. It's just one of those things that happens. You can accumulate a lot of algae. So let's get rid of this pesky algae. Welcome back, A1A fam. A1A Adventures aquarium hobbyists, especially if you like coral. Today, we are going back to the roots, one of our original OG videos of when we first started green star polyp care. That was one of our best successful videos we had on this channel. So we're going to continue educating and helping those who have green star polyp coral, GSP coral, that are not opening. So if you want to see this video, thank you. Give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel. Keep this channel going. It helps the algorithm as well. Thank you so much. And let's get to some green star polyp care. This is our mini reef saltwater coral aquarium, as the lights are just turning on for today. And I want to point out everything is doing absolutely amazing. Now, our green star polyps, I noticed recently, haven't been opening as much as our previous videos, which shed light on the perfect opportunity to show you how to make your green star polyps open a little more if they are not opening as much as they previously did, or from when you brought them home from your local fish store. And as previously noted and documented before, our green star polyps were starting to spread on the lower portion of this coral frag and start spreading to the coral frag rack. Now, the algae that has accumulated over the green star polyp flesh has been somewhat suffocating to it recently, and if you have been experiencing that in your coral tank or want to know a solution to avoid this green star polyps opening to their fullest potential, then this green star polyp video can be of some value to you. It's just one of those things that happens when you have good lights and a good light cycle sometimes. You can accumulate a lot of algae and unwanted algae. You want some algae, don't get me wrong, but when it starts taking over a little bit of the coral and starts inhibiting its ability to reproduce or show itself, which will hinder it from optimizing its full photosynthesis in order to keep reproducing and stay healthy, you want to keep algae at bay and at a decent balance in your reef tank, as an excess and an infestation of algae is one of the most biggest and prominent causes and has the ability to wipe out an entire coral reef in the wild as well as in a reef tank. So the tips and tricks in this video will allow you to achieve that. Happy corals and a happy reef tank are key. So we're going to go ahead and remove all the other corals from this coral frag rack, and we'll go ahead and focus on our green star polyps today. So now that our green star polyp corals are isolated away from the other coral frags, let's go ahead and take care of this coral frag rack and get our green star polyps back to opening again. We're going to have to go ahead and move this light out of the way. Now we are going to siphon some of this existing water that this green star polyp is used to and fill up a small Tupperware. And this is going to allow us to have a contained area in which to treat the coral and its algae problem. And now you won't have to wait long in order to see results from this, but this video is going to take about 24 to 48 hours in order for me to complete the filming to allow the green star polyp, after what we are about to do, to open all the way fully back up. So take a full note on what these green star polyps look like currently right now before this algae treatment, and you're going to see them open up 10 times in a tenfold after this algae treatment is complete. And the reason you want to continue to use the water already existing from your tank is that will not be a shock to the coral. And we're not going to need that much, just enough in order to, this is about an inch thick in diameter, this little coral frag rack, so we're just going to need about that much water to fill up this Tupperware. And it looks like we're almost there. Alright, that's all we need, and we don't need to drain any more water out of our reef tank more than necessary. So you may or may not have seen this in one of my previous videos as we were maintaining this coral tank that I have. This is probably going to drop off the back here. Yep, don't worry about that. But we were basically doing a big algae cleanup on this coral reef tank, and I showed a little bit of the tricks in the trade how to maintain and reduce the algae. So this may be a familiarization with you, but this video is focused specifically on the green star polyps. So we're going to go ahead and put it into the little quarantine area we have made. Now you can see all of that algae. Goodness, that is yucky. So we're going to go ahead and clean all that up just in a matter of minutes. And it will continue to lighten up, as well as continue to remove the algae over the course of a 24 and 48 hour period. It will continue to lighten up and get better and clean up right before your eyes. So let's get rid of this pesky algae. And ironically, the green star polyps, the GSP, are classified and considered as a pest coral. So we're dealing with two different pesky situations right here. So let's not be a pest, and let's solve this and the solution to this problem. Featuring some brand new unboxing on a brand new bottle of hydrogen peroxide, which is all you're going to need. So ideally we are looking at a 50-50 mixture in ratio of salt water to hydrogen peroxide. Now here it's going to take up a lot of this bottle in order to achieve that, so I think we're going to do just under 50%. We'll keep it at a 35 to 40%, and we'll just leave it in this solution just for a little bit longer in order to even that out. Typically you would leave it in for a minute to 2 minutes at the max, depending on how strong the solution that you are making. I like to keep it at a 40 to 50% mixed ratio and keep it in for about 60 seconds to just over a minute. So let's get to that. We're going to basically eyeball this one here because I've done this many times. You just once again want to keep about a 50, just under 50%. Did it double? Yeah, it looked like it about doubled. So we're going to go ahead and watch it, and you're going to see it bubble up, and that is already going to start killing and removing this pesky algae that's taking over our green star polyps right here. As you can see, the peroxide is already starting to take over and take control and help our green star polyps on the road back to opening up fully. You can also very lightly, if you got a baby toothbrush, which is safe for babies because it's very gentle and non-abrasive, you can lightly go over the green star polyp to remove a little bit of excess algae that could possibly be easily removed and brushed away and not too deeply attached to the green star polyp, where you wouldn't be damaging the flesh of the coral, and it would be non-abrasive and simple to help in assisting remove a little bit of this algae. Always remember to keep track of the time, as you do not want to over bleach this coral or over damage it by removing the algae and being too harsh. So timing is key. Make sure to watch the clock, and we're going to go ahead and get this coral back in its tank. And after a little quick scrub, look at that. Okay, so we're going to rinse it off a little bit. Oh, look at how clean this beauty is. Wow. And we can even start to see the skin that was spreading on the side. Back you go, mean and clean green star polyp. So now, as we're going to go ahead and place this green star polyp back to where it originally was, I'm going to go ahead and refill this coral frag rack back with all of its coexisting coral buddies. And let's take a quick look at all that excess algae that was actually removed from the green star polyp. That is incredible. This is why, unfortunately, with green star polyps, if you have really good lighting in your tank, they thrive for several months, but they do require a little bit of maintenance if possible, depending on your cleanup crew and the invertebrates and little crustaceans you may have in your coral tank that can maintain this algae at bay otherwise, and in between coral maintenance. Oh, but we are looking at some mean and clean green star polyps. I'm so excited. Now, this is going to take, once again, about 24 to 48 hours to reopen, possibly even less. But I'm going to go ahead and wait as long as I can, which will only be 2 days at most, to show you how much this reopens in comparison to where it was at before. Get ready to see an incredible difference. Beautiful. Now we have all of the little coral frags back on their rack where they originally were. And I did recently soak and also treat these frags about a week ago. I wasn't as harsh on the green star polyps because I didn't think it was that bad, but the algae did start to kind of double a little bit in the past 2 weeks. So treat the other frags, as it could aggravate them a little bit, and it's not as required as much. So I go ahead and treat them only as needed every several months if there is an algae spurt. But right now, let's go ahead and put the lights back to normal. Simple. And let's wait for these babies to open. And here we are, 48 hours later. I cleaned the front glass so we can have a good view at these green star polyps, and this is the beginning site of them starting to poke out. Now once again, this did take 36 hours in order for these little polyps to start coming out, so stay tuned because now the next shot you see, we're going to go ahead and do a 48 hour, and then possibly even longer, I don't know, it takes only a couple days. And as soon as the rest open up, we'll take another shot and I will document how long it took them to fully come out. Even 12 hours after that, they are coming out even more. Mean, clean, and green. And even the snails are coming to check it out. Even all the little ones as well. And that about sums it up. Thank you so much for watching this awesome green star polyp video. I really hope it helped your green star polyp come out, or if you needed help with your corals at all, please comment below, or any suggestions that you may have, or any problems that you may have with your green star polyps. So cheers to you and yours, and keeping your green star polyps clean and algae free. Until the next one, stay adventurous. As always, A1A Adventures.